Hi everyone, my name's Victoria. I'm part of the content creator team at Tonic Studios and part of their design team also here in the UK. Today I want to share with you a die set, and it's a very large die set, and it'll be quite a lengthy tutorial. We might end up doing it in two parts, but we'll see how we go. I'm going to start off by showing you the dies, and I've put these onto my magnetic die stand from Tonic Studios, and I hope I can fit it all in there in shot. It's called the Delightful Dresser, and it makes the most adorable little dresser, and I'll show you one. Now these can be made bigger or smaller, so here is one I've got here created. Okay, and I'll show you around there. That's the bottom and that's the top, and then these open out, and then you've got these beautiful little doors, and then you've got little drawers that pull out. Okay, now as I say, these can be made bigger or smaller. You can add them lengthways, widthways, you can add 4 together, 3 together, and they make a beautiful advent box. So I'm put that to one side, and I'm going to roughly go through the dies with you, so please bear with, because there's quite a lot of dies here to talk about. This die here makes the door, so it's like a dimensional 3D door on each side, and I will show you how that goes together. You've also got decorative elements for the door, so these go around the edge of the door. So we've got some of those. This is one of the drawers. Now you'd cut 2 of those out to make one drawer. Okay, so we've got that drawer there, and that has like a little hole there for you to pull the drawer out, so it has a little finger hole. Okay, now there is another drawer here that's just a square front, and you'd put a handle on that, and this is a 3D dimensional little handle. Okay, and I'll show you all as we go. So we've got different decorative elements for the door. We've got like a lovely snowflake, we've got a lattice design, we've got this, oh lovely, I think this is like a Turkish design there. You know, like you have on the radiator covers. So we've got that kind of look there. This little die here makes a lock for the front of the door, and I'll show you that as well. All this detailed die here, this is for the top, this is the base. These are the decorative doors that we've got. So we have a lattice with that Turkish design, we have a beautiful snowflake there, and then we have another design here. Okay, we've also got numbers, so you've got your numbers there to do your advent boxes. These little dies here are just edges that go on the sides, and I'll show you those again in a moment. This die here is part of the base. Then you've got these little dies here that do the little paper clippy type thing that moves across. And so this is a big die set. This is 2 A4 sheets, and obviously they come on a magnetic sheet. So I've just put them onto my Tonic die storage stand there, so nothing gets lost. So I'm going to put those to one side now, and then I'm going to show you a little bit more detail, and then we'll crack on, because like I say, we've got quite a lot to build and get through, and you know, I want to show you how to build this from beginning to end. So there we go. So let me get my glue and everything out. So as you'll see here, I've gone ahead of time, and some things are prepped, some things are part prepped, and some things are cut ready. So basically we want to make 2 towers here. So I have one made here. As you'll see, it's like a matchbox, and you have your little drawer there. Okay, so I've gone ahead, and we're going to decorate this one. We're going to put a drawer together so you can see how that goes together, and then we'll build the unit. Okay, so I'm going to move these pieces to one side and then explain what I'm doing bit by bit. Okay, so we're going to start off by making the drawer. So you're going to be cutting 2 of these out for a sleeve for the drawer. And for this project, we've used this straw with a little hole here. Okay, so you need to cut 2 of these for a drawer. So I'm going to put these together. You've got a glue tab here down the side. So we're going to add adhesive. And as always, you know me, I like my wet adhesive. You can use red liner tape if you want to. So I'm going to press that down there, and I'm going to use my bone folder if I can find it. There we go. And there, I'm just going to burnish all that down, flip it over. If you get any glue seepage, just wipe it away, but it does dry clear. Okay. And then you want to fold it over so that you've got the other glue tab. And again, my glue is quite runny because it's very warm in my craft room today. So down it goes, and then just adhere that there. Okay, just wipe that little bit away. And then I tend to go on the inside of the cube and burnish down over that glue tab just to make sure it is well and truly glued. And that is your sleeve for your drawer. Okay, so now the drawer, I'm going to cut 2 out, fold all the score lines, and then we're going to put a little bit of adhesive, well, a fair amount, because I don't want it to fall apart. And then one over the other. Okay, and just make sure you're all lined up there. Again, I tend to go over the base with my fabulous bone folder from Tonic. And if none of you have ever invested in one of these, like a Teflon type bone folder, this is the best tool that I own, because I constantly use it. It's like your pokey tool. Can't live without it. Can't live without this, because it has a beveled edge here, so it's great for bringing it down across projects like that you want to adhere. But then you've got your pointed edge as well, and like a chiseled edge there. So they're available on the website anyway, if that interests you. I'll always endorse really good tools, and for me that's a fabulous tool. So of course we're going to now put glue on the tabs and then bring those tabs in. And you don't have to wait that long for the adhesive to grab. As you know, the deluxe adhesive has got a little wiggle room, and then it is stuck. And that's why I like to use it on 3D dimensional projects, because it gives you that little wiggle room, which we all need when we're doing 3D. There we go. So press that till it's all grabbed. And then that little drawer will slide into that little sleeve, and that is your little sleeve and drawer created. So I am going to put glue on the bottom of this drawer, just like so, and then I'm going to place it on top of these other boxes. Okay, there we go. Just make sure we're all straight. And then just hold that for a moment, take that out, and there we go. You can put those together without the drawers being in, but there we go. So that is your tower created. Okay, so now we've got a decorative front panel, and we have a cream back panel. So I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive on my hand. Now, if you can't tolerate glue, or you don't like to put glue in your hand, just put a little bit of glue on your glass mat or on a Polly Pocket. I put my teeth in the right way, and you can pick up the glue that way as well. So you don't need to put it on your hand if you're not a fan of doing that. Okay, I've been doing it for a long time, and it doesn't bother me or irritate me. Right, so that is the decorative panel done. So we're going to put adhesive onto the back there, making sure we go right up to the edges, and then I'm going to place this onto the drawer front. Now, you could put all your decorative panels on it before you actually create the drawer if you want to, but of course I've gone ahead of time and we've put a fair bit together. So okay, so that now just slides in to there. Now we have some little brackets. Now where is mine? There we go. So we have these little oval plaques, and we've just cut a number 1 from the numbers. So you have the numbers here. So we've cut 1 from there, and then you have this little plaque die here. So we've cut 1 of those for each drawer, and we've put it on a little piece of a foam pad. So I will cut myself a little slither. There we go. And put that down there. And then we're going to place this onto the drawer like so. Okay. So there we've got 1, 2 and 3. So what I'm going to do now is place adhesive on this side of the cube. So I've got the 1, the 2, the 3, and it's the right hand side. So I'm going to place adhesive on those drawers, just like so. There we go. And then I'm going to place it on the desk, and I'm going to level them up, push them together and push them together, and just hold those just for a few seconds until you know that they've grabbed each other. And it's as simple as that, guys. It's not complicated at all. There's a lot to the box, and there's lots of elements, and you'll double up on card in places to make it more chipboard, so it's got some strength. But the only thing probably that you'll need to really be shown is how to do the door for the box, and apart from that, you'll be sailing away with this. So I think those are glued together. Now again, you could take the drawers out and glue the panels together and then put the drawers in. It's up to you, but it works just as good that way. So that's your drawers there. So I'm going to put that to one side, and I'm going to show you now the base. So you'll need 2 of these. This is your base. So cut 2 of those out, and then score along the crease along the score lines. You can do this with a bone fold if you want to, but this is 240 GSM card I'm using, and I don't need a bone folder. The dies are so well made, they really just take all the hard work out. So we're going to turn one upside down, and we're going to place adhesive on this section here. Okay. And then we're going to place it on the other one. Okay. Again, gives you that little bit of wiggle time to get it where you want it. And then I will use my trusty bone folder See, I love my bone folder that much. I don't want to lose it. I've got to. Because it's so good. There we go. So now you want to put adhesive on your glue tab here. And then put that one in place. And then I tend to put it in place. And again, using my trusty friend, go over that with my bone folder. Wipe away any excess glue, although it will glue dry. It will dry glue. Well, it will dry clear. Oh, I need to put my teeth in, don't I? Blimey. I think it's because I've got so much to tell you. My brain's fried. It's been a very, 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 very busy month. So, and I've just had a delivery from our Karen today. Wow, is all I'm saying. Wow. Amazing things. Amazing. And I can't say any more than that or I get shot. Right, so glue on your other tab. And again, hold in place. Put that one down and go over that crease line again. It's just rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. So, last tab. There we go. And again, I'm just going to go over that with my bone folder. Now, at this point, you might find another way of doing it, but this is how I do it. Don't put any glue on that back panel there, okay? So nothing on that panel there. But I am going to place glue halfway inside towards the back, okay? So I'm just going to go with my glue. And I found it's easier this way, but you could find a better way. Okay, looks a bit of a mess at the minute, but all will become clear. And then the last bit, okay, so you've got glue all on the sides, okay, and then I'm going to grab my box, okay, I'm going to push it all the way in, and then I'm just going to hold that in place with my hands just for a few seconds. Make sure it's all the way in. You don't want to go up to the edges here because obviously they are recessed in the box, okay. So I'll give it a little rub across the top. I'll give it a little rub on the sides. Now the reason I don't put glue on the drawers and slide them in is you would end up getting glue all the way around this edge here, and you don't want glue there. And if you did it with red liner tape and it stuck where you didn't want it to stick, you would rip it getting it back out. So that's why wet glue for me. And of course that has just stuck to the frame of the drawers, and your drawers are free. Now if you put glue on that back bit that I told you not to, then your drawers will end up sticking to the back and you'd never get them out. So don't put any glue on this back piece, okay? So we're going to put that to one side and I'm going to show you how to make the door. So as you'll see, here's one door already made up and it makes a 3D dimensional door, okay, with the pattern there. And you'll notice you have a glue flap which is going to glue into the drawer, okay. So I'm going to show you how to make this drawer. So this is how it will cut out, and it's this die here, okay. Now as you'll see, I've put red liner tape on the top, on the sides. You've got a tiny little tab each side here, and then you've got like half a little die cut here, half there, and there's tape, and then half of that there, leaving the gap in the middle, okay. So now we're going to crease and burnish it all. So those little tabs that stick out, you want to fold back, and then the opposite one fold back, okay. So they're a valley fold. And then we want to, where was I? I was on this one, wasn't I? Then we want to burnish and crease all the score lines, top and bottom. And like I say, I didn't need a bone folder because I'm using 240. If you're using 300 GSM, then you might need to crease it with a bone folder, okay. But I had lots of this card spare, because you do need quite a bit of card to make this particular one that we're going to make today, okay. And all will become apparent at the end. So this one folds up and then folding back out, and then we need to fold that out, okay. Now we're going to fold in the ends first. I found it just easier that way. I've put red liner on the tab, but I'm also putting a tiny little blob of wet adhesive as well. And you want to make sure when you fold this in that you're quite symmetrical, okay. So I'm going to hold that in place, and I'm going to put a little paintbrush through that hole just to make sure that those tabs have stuck down in place, okay. And why it's important to get it really quite straight and symmetrical is because once it's on the set of drawers, if they're glued and they're, let's say like that, like an angle, it's not going to sit right on the unit. So they need to be square, then you know. So just take that little bit of time and get that quite straight, and you'll understand why when you see it go together. So again, I'm going to make sure that that's all folded in nicely, and then again I'm going to go and get that trusty little paintbrush handle and just push down to make sure that's down there, okay. Then we're going to take the tape off those little ends there, and take the backing off there. So as you know, I always use wet glue, but for this one I've used both because I want it to grab, but then I want it to have the longevity. And adding that little bit of wet adhesive gives it that longevity, but the red liner gives it that instant grab. So a little bit of wet adhesive, and again, I'm going to make sure that's folded down to that score line, and I'm going to place that down at this point so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, get rid of that bit of red liner tape. Now you do have to just hold that till it's grabbed. So I tend to just hold it like that for a little minute. There we go. I think you're really going to have so much fun making this unit. This has really floated my boat. As you all know, I love 3D, but this is just... I've been buying MDF units like this for years for Christmas decorations around the home and as gifts. But to be able to actually make one out of card in my own home, it's made my day, because I won't be buying those MDF units anymore. No need to. Now, this is where I need to show you. Okay, so you have these dies sticking up here and you're thinking, what the Jiminy Cricket? Well, what we want to do is just fold that long one out of our way so I can show you. Now, you want to fold it down, but you remember we put red liner when I showed you where I put all the red liner at the beginning. I'm going to take that red liner off. Okay, and then I am going to put a few little drops there of glue, and then these want to be glued right up to that crease line there. So you want to fold it down, okay, and then you want to make sure that that is glued to that score line. So I'm just gonna tool. See how we've got that bit there actually on the score line. That's where we want it. So we want to put that other one opposite in the same place. And just get your little tool or nail or finger in there just to get that down there. So then you remember me saying don't put any tape in the middle here, just at the ends. Well, we're going to remove that tape now. Okay. And then I'm going to put a few little drops of adhesive there. And then that's going to fold down and it's going to be pushed up to those pieces of card there. Okay, so just burnish them with your finger just to make sure they've grabbed. Okay, I'm going to put that one down. Just take a few seconds to grab with the glue. I think that might got it. Maybe a little bit more glue there. It's so warm in here today. There we go. It's so warm and I want to have the window open, but for filming, no chance. You got all the little kids playing. Right, so that is your fret. Now see how important it is to get this all symmetrical in the centre here. So this flap here is going to glue on the inside of the box there. So if I put that on its side so you can see, we're going to decorate it, but once we've decorated it, where this flap is here, you'll put adhesive here, and then that will glue in there like so. Okay, and make sure that you're just up to the line because you want to be able for that door to pivot backwards and forwards. So we're going to add the decoration now. So what we've done for this is we've cut 2 of the decorative snowflakes in the gold mirror, that gorgeous gold. And I'm going to put adhesive on the back of my hand again. Now I tend to do this like this because if you go direct with the glue like this on Miri card, you'll end up with lines. Okay, so you just want to dab the glue so that it's smooth on the other side of the card, because you don't want that Miri card to go all yucky. And then to line up, I just tend to find the snowflake design in the centre and then bring that back each side, and down he goes. Okay, now don't worry if you get any glue, because you can always go over it with a little cloth. There we go, we've wandered off there. Oh, I bent it when I picked it up. Oh dear. Hang on. This is the beauty of wet glue. There we go. Bent it with my finger, being rough. There we go. And then we just buff that up there, and then rub it to make sure it's all glued down. And because I went skew-whiff when I glued it down, I've just got that little edge to trim off there, because that'll annoy the heck out of me otherwise. There we go. My eyesight's shocking. There we go. So that's it, all buffed and polished. So I have used red liner, and there's no good side or bad side. I think that side wants polishing up somewhat. Hang on. There we go. Can't have that, can we? Right, so I have gone, because the natural material of Miri card, it can be a bit tricky to stick down sometimes. So I have gone with the red liner. Okay, and that's just about to run out. So I've just gone across all four sides. I'm sticking to everything because I've got a plaster on my finger. There we go. Yeah, I decided to put my finger in my paper trimmer and slice my finger. So that was a bit of a hair-raising experience yesterday. So let's take that off there. I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing, so it's my own fault. There we go. No cards were hurt in the process though. So take the backing off there. Come on. Oh dear, don't want to play with me today. And then let's put another piece across the bottom. There we go. Just because it's a slippery, slidey surface, and you could use wet glue, but you'd have to wait a while and hold it down. So we're going to skip that bit. Right. So as I always do, with a little bit of just a few little dots of the wet adhesive. Okay. So now we want to place this directly onto the inside of the door, just like that. Okay, and it gives that lovely inside poshness, and we'll just buff that up. There we go. There we go. So that's the door. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to glue these doors in, and then we're going to pause the video, and then we're going to do a part 2. Okay, so what adhesive on here, and then hold that up to the score line hold that up to the score line. It can be a little tricky, but just take your time. I'm at the wrong angle because I'm trying to show you, but I'm also, I don't want to get my head in the way. So you will have to excuse me. I don't want that to drop. And then I'm going to put this on its side, and I am just going to push that down again with that bone folder. Just check that it's not dropped and that it is where I want it to be. Yep. I tell you, this bone folder's just amazing. Amazing, amazing. There we go. I'm just going to hold it on each corner just for a few seconds, just to make sure it's grabbed. Now you'd have it stick straight away if you use red liner tape, but it's whether it have the longevity to stay. Red liner tape is really, really good, but if you want somebody to keep this for a very long time, I would use wet adhesive. So again, we're going to do the other door the same. Okay. And then we're going to hold that in place. Whoop. So I need to be sideways on, don't I? There we go. Just hold it with your fingers just till you've got it in the right place, and then you can tip it, and then you can press down with your bone folder. So I do apologise, guys, if we've gone off camera a little bit here. It's just I've got to see what I'm doing, and there we go. So again, I'm just going to hold it again for a few seconds. That red liner tape gets absolutely everywhere, doesn't it? Okay. So that's our unit, like so. All right. So what have we got left now on the doors? We've got these lovely decorative panels, so I think we'll go ahead and put those on now, and then we can move on to the next bit, can't we? So right, where's my tweezers? So I'm just going to put some wet adhesive on my hand. There we go. And then I'm just going to pick up this lovely decorative corner panel, place adhesive on, and then I want to put it right to the corner of the door. Okay. And just hold that for a few seconds there. I'm just going to work my way around the door. And don't worry if you do get a little bit of glue there, because it does dry clear. Again, glue on the back of the hand. Place that. Now you could put these corners on your doors before you actually put the doors on. Again, completely up to you. There's no right way, no wrong way. Whatever way that you're happy with. And that's what I love about crafting. We all craft in different ways, but it isn't a right way and it isn't a wrong way. but we all come together in the world of craft, which is lovely. There we go. So that's the one side done. We'll just hold that one there. Got any glue on there? We might come back and add a little bit more glue there in a minute. Right, let's put the other ones on. One down there, two more, one more. Heavy scrap of that glue, and the last one on there. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of glue under there because that's missing a little bit of glue. So just slide a piece of card on. There we go. And then the last things for these doors are the little locks. So they would go side by side and they would go there on the door. Okay, so we're just going to put a little bit of adhesive on there, and we roughly eyeball the middle and then hold that one down. And then we want glue on the other one. Got to get a new glue. And then you can, if you want to, grab hold of the loop, okay, and then bring your doors down so you roughly know where it is that you want that to go. So it's about where. Okay, because it's all by eye. There we go. And then I have somewhere here a rolled up piece of card, and I'm going to put that through one hole. I'm going to put that through the other hole, and I'm just going to push that through and push the doors in. Now the doors will be held in place by the top and the bottom when we're finished, but that's as far as we're going to go with this part. And I'm going to pause now, and then we'll come back and we'll do the rest of the decoration.